Okay, you're thinking about telemarketing or making sales calls. You're scared about it, but you want to do it right. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to be a great telemarketer.
Hi, here with Nate Woodbury. Be the Hero. Nate.
Right.
Oh, it doesn't say Nate on the show. Oh, it's just Be the Hero is the company. I'm Scott Christopher. We're talking about telemarketing because Nate has a great background in telemarketing sales, and I'm curious as to why we would talk about that today. Given the thrust and nature of other videos that we've done that have to do with YouTube marketing and social media, where does telemarketing fit into this whole idea of marketing and sales in this day and age?
I'll be upfront and fully admit I don't like telemarketing. As far as I don't enjoy it.
You're not alone.
As far as do I like it? I like it because it's effective.
Okay.
But it's no fun. Nobody likes it. But in the beginning, I quit my job and was able to. I was behind on bills. That's why I quit my job. It just wasn't paying me what it used to.
And what was your job?
I was a telemarketer
You're saying
for another
you quit
company.
from telemarketing. Okay.
But I started my own company,
Right.
and I did telemarketing to market my own services, and I was able to survive that next month and get ahead and pay off all my debts. So
you're a believer.
The reason that I highly recommend telemarketing is because you can get results today. You start making calls and you'll make a sale today. You just have to have the right people to call and have something to sell. Follow a system.
Sales cycle's pretty quick.
Yeah, the sales cycle is immediate because I've got so many friends or acquaintances that want to grow their YouTube channel to generate leads. It takes time. It takes time to build that momentum.
What are you saying? You do telemarketing to get people to watch your YouTube channel?
Kind of. You can do telemarketing to make sales right now. I've had people that come to me and want my services, but they can't yet afford my services. And I ask them, I talk to them about their business. It's like, how much revenue are you generating right now? Where are you getting your sales from? And are you doing this and are you doing that? And I found out they're not doing a whole lot. They're just expecting the social media and their YouTube channel to start bringing in more and more customers. And I thought, if you spent one day a week, just put in a full day of telemarketing 1 day a week, you'd be making a lot more money
than if you weren't.
than if you're not. Just put in 1 day a week. Is this a business? Is this real? Telemarketing can get you results. And while we might want to phase it out because we don't enjoy it, or we might want to hire it out, it's so effective.
But don't you operate under certain constraints? I mean, I know there's do not call lists, and I know when we get calls at home, there's a lot of...
That's a great question. In my world, all my clients and customers are always business owners. And so when you have a phone number that's registered to a business, you can't be on a do not call list.
Oh, is that right? I had no idea. So businesses, and I guess that makes sense. Business to business telemarketing is simply another business calling you to say, hey, is there a potential relationship here? And
even if it's a cell phone, if you're calling a business owner's cell phone and they've got that phone number listed on their business card, you can't put that on a do not call list.
I see. Okay.
Let me just share some tips about how to be a good telemarketer, because before I had my own company, I worked as a telemarketer for two other companies. In both cases, I was selling search engine optimization.
Oh.
And one of the companies, they had me on an auto dialer, which I recommend. If you're going to do telemarketing, an auto dialer can help you be more efficient. Mm-hmm. As soon as you hang up, it's automatically dialing the next person. And you don't get to think about it. It just brings up on the computer screen, it brought up the information about that person. And so it's ringing while I'm reviewing that info. And it helped me to be on it. I don't remember the exact things that I did, but I know that I made more calls than anyone else out of the 200 people in the company. I was making the most calls. It was required that you did at least 200 dials per day, and there were days that I got above 500 just because
Was that because so many people were hanging up on you so quickly? Hey, this is Nate. I was just wondering, click.
Well, and it really is a numbers game. If people hang up on me, you got to go right through it and just get to the next one. And I would have enough conversations that I'd get enough of the right people. So you hear that all the time, that it's a numbers game.
Yeah, of course it is.
Telemarketing, yeah. It really is a numbers game. And I think I have good sales ability, but I think that I was in the top person or two or three because I did more sales calls. I dialed more.
Hard worker. Maybe you're not a natural born salesperson like this guy over here, but you put in more of the effort.
And I'll mention my friend Justin. Justin was an amazing seller on the phone. He was really persuasive. He could close sales way better than me, but the skill set that I had is I was just efficient. And if I was there at work, I'm just going to dial.
Yeah.
And so if I don't have an auto dialer or a system like that, and I'm making spreadsheets or lists of people to call myself, here's what not to do. You don't dig through LinkedIn and say, okay, here's Bob Sausage. I don't know where I got that name. So here's Bob Sausage. Here's his phone number. Oh, let me go take a look at his website. Oh, he does this. Maybe I can mention that in the call. And oh, okay, is he on Facebook? Does he use Twitter? Okay, 15 minutes later,
Right,
I'm going to
yes.
dial the phone number, and he doesn't even answer.
No one picks up. Yeah.
Okay, so the right way to do it.
Because everyone knows that you make sausage at night. That's why Bob's Sausage Company is...
No, Bob Sausage was actually a hair salon.
Anyway.
The right way, I'm just making it up. The right way is...
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because that sounded totally real. Of course you're making it up. All right, go.
So the right way is to go through and say, okay, Bob, phone number, Mark, phone number, Sarah, phone number, Susie, phone number.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have an assistant go through and just prepare a list of phone numbers, and then you dial, and as soon as the phone call is done, you dial the next one. While it's ringing, maybe enter in a note for the last one, did not answer or not interested. So you're constantly, you got to get, because there's time for the phone to ring, and while the phone is ringing, you can say, oh, okay, this guy is a lawn aeration company. And, obviously, the more numbers you dial, if you're only dialing, one call every 10 minutes, that's 6 calls an hour. You can increase that up to 20, 30, 50, with an auto dialer or something like that. So
Yeah.
because it is a numbers game, I recommend competing with yourself or competing with others. But if you're a solopreneur working on your own, I like to compete with myself and just keep stats. If I'm going to, a specific day, make this many dials, I want to see if I can make that many dials in less time or more dials or something like that. That really works because it is a numbers game. Just use the numbers to your advantage, and that's my recommendation.
Well, statistically speaking, it makes sense. You're going to have a bigger sample size. You're more likely, the probability is higher, you're going to get sales. So big question then, do you still employ telemarketing techniques today? Are you still calling and auto dialing and doing all these things?
So I'm only taking inbound scheduled appointments now, so I still do those.
It's a good kind.
But as far as outbound telemarketing or cold calling or anything like that, I don't do it. So is it something where I'm recommending you to do something that I don't do?
Kind of sounds like it.
I did it in the beginning, and I'm recommending that you do it in the beginning because it is so effective.
That does make sense. Thank you for clarifying. He's not a hypocrite.
All right, so I really do hope you found that helpful. And if you liked it, like the video. You can subscribe. Comment below about topics that you'd like me to share about, because I feel like I've got a lot of experience, and I like having Scott here because he can kind of pull some of that out.
Kind of draw it out of you, especially with my questions, because I don't know the answers anyway.
Yeah, so comment below, and we'll see you tomorrow.